Hey guys, today we're going to take a look at an interesting character in my opinion, who is largely disliked by the Berserk community, or at least is from what I can see. And that character is Sonia. Sonia is a young girl, I'm not sure how old she is exactly, who lost her parents to Kushan invaders after they were burnt alive in front of her. She was taken captive, but she never believed that any harm would come to her. She held a firm belief that the Falcon of Light would swoop down and save them all, and sure enough, Griffith arrives and rescues the town. After this, she becomes his seer. She's a psychic, and she uses her abilities on the battlefield to guide the Neo Band of the Hawk to the quickest and safest and most efficient routes to victory. Like I said, she's a young girl with long blonde hair and a large forehead that kind of emphasizes her psychic ability. Sonia is an interesting character to me for a few reasons. You know, like Casca, Sonia was saved by Griffith. And like Casca, Sonia basically devotes her entire life to serving Griffith. And like Casca, Sonia loves Griffith. However, the thing that separates the two experiences is the way they are saved. When Griffith saved Casca, he did so by empowering Casca. He laid down his sword and told her to grasp it if she wanted her freedom. When he saved Sonia, he did no such thing. He didn't empower her, he just empowered himself. He made Sonia reliant on him. We can see this trend continue in Griffith, up to the point where he has thousands of people relying on him for safety. He's really forcing this image of him being a savior onto the world, and they're eating it up. Another thing that I find really interesting about Sonia is the fact that she's just a normal person besides being a psychic, who views Griffith as a savior, as a messiah, as a leader. We are so used to seeing everything from Guts's and the gang's point of view that we forget that there's an entire world out there with differing opinions, namely the common folk who view Griffith as a messiah. Seeing this from Sonia's point of view, we get a couple of experiences. We can see the people's absolute reliance on Griffith. You know, Sonia isn't even afraid of the apostles because she knows Griffith will be there to save her or to stop them from overstepping their boundary. The people are reliant on Griffith for food, for safety, for bedding, for comfort, and Sonia is no different. She relies on Griffith to give her something more in her life. We can see the love Sonia has for Griffith. Similar to the way Casca loved Griffith, Sonia is extremely jealous of Queen Charlotte. You know, even putting herself above Queen Charlotte when she's described, the past events that happened to her, the ugly duckling story, except she was a kite instead of a swan. So the hierarchy goes, Griffith as the falcon, the dragons as the apostles, her as the kite, and then everyone else as ducks. Even Princess Charlotte is the princess of the ducks. So it's this dynamic. It's really interesting to see Sonia see herself as more than the common folk, but still buy in completely to Griffith's charisma. Another aspect of Sonia's character that's really interesting and could play a huge part later on in the story is the fact that she is a witch. We've only seen her use her telepathic abilities so far, but I do believe she can develop more, especially under the guidance of Griffith. So far, almost all wizards and witches we've seen have understood Griffith's true nature. Even Daiba, who was on Griffith's side, knew he wasn't a benevolent being, but rather evil. So yeah, this is an interesting premise because we see a magic user who is devoutly following Griffith and believing he is a benevolent being who is only capable of good. It seems like she'll blindly follow Griffith anywhere, and because of this, she may be used during an assault on Elfin or any other magical beings. Those are a few reasons why I think Sonia is a genuinely interesting character. There's a lot in store for her. I think she brings a lot more to the table than people give her credit for. Another thing that is interesting is her relationship with Mule. Mule is kind of in charge of ensuring her safety, but she doesn't really give a fuck. She's just doing her thing. I think she sees herself more as protecting him than he protecting her. Yule seems to have a lot of trust in Sonia, mostly because he saved his life and his men's life during the Battle of Lamias. She also has an interesting relationship with Irvin, who is one of the lieutenants, I guess, in the Neo Band of the Hawk. I'm not really sure what's going on there. She isn't afraid of them, and Irvin seems to care for the safety of her. It's almost like a father-like relationship, father-daughter thing going on there, where she feels comfortable in his presence and he wants the best for her, but she's almost ignoring it because obviously she's blinded by Griffith, whereas she should be listening to Irvin because he has obviously the most experience with this kind of thing. He himself is an apostle. He himself paid the ultimate price to be this way. He seems like a good man, but like everyone else, he sacrificed something near and dear to him to become the way he is. So yeah, I think that wraps up Sonia's character nicely. Underdeveloped, but a lot of potential. And I look forward to seeing this potential manifest later on. Before I end the video, I'd just like to give a big shout out to everyone who subscribed and all the people watching these videos. It genuinely means a lot to me because I just do this for fun. And it's nice that there are people out there who take time out of their day to listen to me. So thank you. And also, if you heard any strange noises during this video, it's more than likely because of my kittens who were going ape shit all around me. So yeah, that's that. Talk to you later.